In regards to our main Buddha hall, some may think, instead of using the money to construct this hall, why not use the money to build a hospital or a senior care center to benefit the society? What a pity to use the money on the temple. Sometimes one person's perceptions and ideas can be very different from another's. Are hospitals important? Of course, they are. It is also important that seniors have a place to stay as well as building childcare centers. But you must realize that constructing a temple for people to cultivate in is the most important. One person faith in the Buddha and he becomes happy and peaceful. Thousands of people, or even the whole world, takes faith in the Buddha, and it will be peace and harmony for everyone. Hospitals treat patients' ailments. Senior care centers provide care and a place of residence for the elderly. But really, they are awaiting death there. Dying does not mean it is over, however. There is always the next life. Therefore, dying in itself is insignificant and non-foreboding. What we should be more concerned about is whether we will have a good house to stay in during the next lifetime. That house is referring to the physical form we will take on. If you will be able to build a better house or even an estate in the next life, then there is nothing to lament over in losing your current abode. But will you have the means without the means? You may not even be able to build anything comparable to your current run-down shack. Therefore, building a temple for people to accumulate those means should be viewed as an avenue for bettering the next life. If secular charity was sufficient enough, would it not have been nice for Shakyamuni Buddha to assume his kingly role? And would it not have been most appropriate for him to guide the world through the 10 righteousness? Why then did the Buddha abandon the throne and his worldly fortunes to cultivate atop a freezing snow-covered mountain? Because once he had attained the way, he was able to truly influence, reform, and extricate the sufferings of the world. This is the most direct and effective way of helping beings to transcend suffering. It is a pity that many people do not understand Buddha Dharma. We do understand and realize them now, so we should pass this knowledge on to our families, neighbors, the society, the country, or even the whole world, in hope of influencing and reforming them. Do not be afraid that your own strength is not enough. How is this world becoming bad? It is being affected by people's hearts day by day. Now we can make it better, as well as day by day, with evil being against nature and still able to cause quite a commotion. Would it not make sense that righteousness, which is compliant with our nature, have an even greater influence? It is a demonic enterprise if one performs good deeds without the Bodhi mind. If you do not realize this or retain this sense of awareness, all your good deeds will only be secular in nature and in effect. They cannot help you achieve liberation. They may earn you wealth in the next lifetime. But what is there to that? Wealth can sometimes make one lose clarity of mind, and it often entails prestige. So they comprise 2 of the 5 routes to hell: wealth, lust, fame, food, sleep. Conversely, being poor is definitely not easy, but it may limit one's opportunity to perform unwholesome deeds. Even if a bad deed is performed, it may not be to the same extent as it would have been had it been performed by a rich person. Oftentimes, we are unaware of these ideas, so we are hazy in the head and do not know how to cultivate. We associate ourselves with bad friends, eating, drinking, and gambling our time away. The world will inevitably deteriorate following these trends. How can this change? It can be changed through transforming our minds and spirit. We emphasize this idea. So how can we achieve this transformation? If we use secular means, we could easily be led astray by negative causations. The only solution is to combat the impurities of the mind with pure Dharma. Only the way as taught by Buddha is completely without discrimination or differentiation. The sutras teach us to cultivate every good deed in a selfless and non-discriminatory manner. Such is the way towards Anattara Samyak, Sambodhi. This is real extrication, real freedom, and real nirvana. Are you all clear?